Hey guys, and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be covering 4 games in college basketball and who I think is the better pick against the spread, and this is going to be for February 21st, 2017. If you want our daily free pick over our main website, you can head on over to stumpthespread.com by clicking in the logo in the top right hand corner of this video, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. And for more of this pick video content in the future, you can click that subscribe button. Also, if you're interested in what games I'm going to be discussing, I will throw those down in the video description as well. So heading into this video, the first matchup I want to touch on is over in the A10 between Rhode Island and LaSalle. Neither of these two teams ultimately living up to their higher end of their expectations this year. You have a Rhode Island squad that was a popular pick to not only push for the A10 regular season title, but also ranked in the top 25. Unfortunately, this veteran Rhode Island squad has never quite been able to live up to those expectations, and the Rams really kind of falling off that fringe bubble range lately with some of their recent defeats. If Rhode Island is able to close out the regular season, winning the rest of their games, perhaps they could get back into the bubble discussion, but this is certainly a team that's going to have to impress going down the stretch and even probably make a deep run in the A10 tournament as well. Now, Rhode Island, they have solid coaching and a veteran roster. They just haven't been able to put together their best level of play on a consistent basis, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Rhode Island going on the road today against LaSalle, and their last outing, Rhode Island was able to pick up a win on the road against George Mason. The Rams figure to face a similar kind of test today, going against a LaSalle squad that was, some people's dark horse pick to finish in the upper tier of the A10 this year, given a lot of the not veteran talent, but transfer talent that LaSalle has been able to bring in. It just hasn't been working out for LaSalle, and they've been kind of trending in the wrong direction as of late. LaSalle played a really competitive game with Rhode Island earlier in the year in what was actually one of their best results of A10 play, but that was quite a long time ago, and these teams are in a little bit different positions right now than they were back at that point in the year. Rhode Island has showed that they can get the job done on the road, and we definitely value this Rhode Island team overall, especially on the defensive side of the ball, more so than LaSalle. And coming off of a decent result in their last outing at George Mason, we like Rhode Island to piggyback off of that as they go into this one. And with the spread right now standing at about 2.5 to 3 points, we're going to go ahead and take the Rhode Island Rams, who have more to play for right now, to go ahead and win and cover the spread. Moving on down to the SEC, we have a matchup between Auburn and Louisiana State. LSU has been terrible this year. They've only been able to win one game in the SEC, standing 1-13 in league play. Everyone expected LSU to take a step back this year. Last year, LSU was a massive disappointment, not able to really do much with Ben Simmons, who ended up being the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And that LSU squad lost a lot of talent and also some of their veteran pieces. And this group this year just hasn't been able to accomplish much of anything. They've fallen in their fair share of home games and even been beaten at home rather significantly on a number of occasions, going against an Auburn squad that LSU has already fallen to. And that was back in the earlier portion of SEC play when Auburn wasn't necessarily playing their best ball by any means. LSU taking their lumps as of late, really falling in convincing fashion some of their recent defeats, going against an Auburn squad that was kind of on the uptick for a while there in SEC play, but the Auburn Tigers have also fallen back a bit as of late, but you can also pair that to the toughness of their schedule during those streaks that Auburn had. One really impressive result that Auburn has had in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, they did go on the road and win rather convincingly at TCU. And even though this Auburn squad hasn't been all that great on the road, they have shown that they can get the job done on the road on occasion. Auburn's basketball program seems to be in a better spot right now under head coach Bruce Pearl, as Pearl continues to bring in his guys through recruiting, and we do expect Auburn in the coming years to be just a more consistent and bigger threat in the SEC than what we're seeing out of LSU right now. Auburn trying to close the year on a bright note as they continue to build going into the off season, while LSU really doesn't have all that much to play for right now as they're just sitting on one conference win. We do like Auburn to come through here on the road as they go on to win and cover this 3-point spread as the better bet against the spread. All right, moving on down to the ACC. We have a matchup between North Carolina State and Georgia Tech. North Carolina State has had a couple results this year that have been really impressive, like their blowout home win against Virginia Tech and their road win against Duke. But other than that, it's just really not been the kind of year North Carolina State was hoping for. And this group, ever since their win on the road against Duke, they've fallen back in the wrong direction, going on a extended losing streak over the past few weeks. And it seems like, especially on the road, whenever North Carolina State has been running into adversity, they just fall apart immediately. Each of the last 3 road defeats have come by well over 20 points. Not the greatest sign of confidence for a team that's really trying their best down the stretch. It's been just a very disappointing year for North Carolina State. They know they're not going to be going to the NCAA tournament, and this group just hasn't been showing the fight and battle that we've seen in a couple of their better results. Going on the road here against a Georgia Tech squad that has really come on strong in ACC play. This Georgia Tech squad kind of almost reminds me of what we saw out of Virginia Tech last year in terms of teams that didn't necessarily make all that much noise in the non-conference, then coming into ACC play and really making a name for themselves with a young team that's developing and showing signs of progress. Georgia Tech's way ahead of schedule in their first year under head coach Passner. And head coach Passner seems like the shoo-in right now to win the ACC Coach of the Year with what he's been able to do with the Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech's been doing a good job of taking care of business on their home court in ACC play and really picking up some of their better wins on the year at home in conference play. Georgia Tech, like we said, ahead of schedule with their young players as they've worked them into the rotation and really taken on a larger scope of what they've been able to do. At home here against the North Carolina State squad that's just been really awful on the road as of late. We like Georgia Tech to continue to thrive behind their home court advantage as they go on to win and cover this 4.5-point spread. And just one more game that I want to touch on in today's video. It's in the MAC between Akron and Bowling Green. Akron does stand atop the MAC East Conference, which is the tougher division, but Akron hasn't necessarily always been as consistently dominant as you'd like to see from a team that has won as many games as the Zips have. Many of them have come in a lot more competitive fashion than you necessarily would like to see. But Akron already does have a win against Bowling Green on the year at home, and that one did come by double digits. Also in their last road game, Akron was able to win at Eastern Michigan by double digits, so Akron has at least shown the ability to pull away and get things out of that single-digit range. It just hasn't been quite as consistent as you like to see from a team that has as much talent and experience as the Akron Zips have this year. Going on the road against Bowling Green, who currently stands second to last in the MAC East. Bowling Green, they did show a slight uptick a few weeks back, or a couple weeks back, with some of their wins, but they're trending back down again. With each of their last 3 defeats coming by double figures. We aren't really all that high right now in this Bowling Green squad. They just really lack an identity, and they're very inconsistent with not just their 3-point shot, but also their defense. Akron coming in here, and we do like the veteran Zips to go ahead and take care of business in what isn't necessarily the toughest road environment by any means, as they go on to win and cover this 5.5-point spread. So those are the 4 games I wanted to touch on in today's video. Again, if you're looking for more pick content as well as our daily free play, you can head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com. We'll link Stump the Spread in the video description. And for more of this video content in the future, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in, and we will see you in the next video. Also, just a note, I'm going to be out of my house for the next few days. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make videos. Maybe I'll be able to do something and record on my phone, but I'll just see if I'm able to do that once I'm in the situation. So it could be a few days before my next video, but I'll definitely try to get something out if I am able to. So thanks, guys, again for stopping on in, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.